Today I'm playing Elden Ring, but I can only level Vigor. After we hit 99 Vigor, we're done leveling up. Can it be done? Of course, but I'm not here to test possibilities, I'm here to test fun. So, is it fun? Oh, well, let's see how fun it is.
Is that it? Oh my god, it's behind the camera! Let's go!
If you want to watch these runs live, follow me on Twitch. We're finding new ways to play Elden Ring all the time. Join my Patreon if you want to give me money, and to start getting healthy, let's get vigorous. We'll start off as a wretch. Other starting classes have stats that aren't Vigor above level 10. I won't stand for it, but I will jump for the beginning of the game, into Limgrave. We'll need a crafting kit for pickles later, a horse so this doesn't take forever, and a whetstone knife since almost all of our damage will be coming from Ashes of War. Technically, we will be able to raise our strength a little bit with the strength tier, but we do not do it with a level. There's an easy early game damage boost in the High Road Cave. Just avoid some bats and make our way to the Guardian Golem. I made a little mistake here and went for the Barbaric Roar, which changes our strong attack and makes us whiff his ankles. You don't need the damage boost. Just 2 hits will drop him down and you can open up the chest cavity. We still make it work and get the Blue Dancer Talisman, which should boost our damage by around 15% while we're naked. Time to Cowabunga into the Dragon Barrow, get warped to the Round Table Hold, come back and buy the Spiked Cestus. After we grab the Limgrave Pickle, we come back and punch a dragon's toes until we die? A dragon came out and actually killed us. That's never happened before. Can that happen? That's gotta be a good sign for the run though, right? Come back, get a bunch of runes, and level up our Vigor higher than it has ever been. We even lived to run through Fort Pharos for the Dectus Medallion and Radahn Sword Seal, only putting it on so I can have 5 more Vigor faster. The other stats I don't care about. Then I get some doggies from Ronnie. Any spirit ashes we're summoning have to be dirt cheap or just a little different. More on that later. For now, we get some better physic tiers like the stamina boost tier and the strong attack tier. Even with all of our health, recovering half your health, not as good as just getting other boosts. We're still gonna try and avoid getting hit, especially by Nerd Juice. His blood knives are dangerous, especially when you're naked since the bleed builds up faster. Still made it through first try. Patch is next. He doesn't have bleed, so we just slam him until he bleeds. Oh, I should talk about that. Our Spiked Cestus have bleed. Our main method of dealing damage will be status effects, since we're never going to have any good stats for damage. With patches gone, we can get some pickles and head to get the Perma Pickle. It's in the abandoned cave with the Cleanrot Knights, but you know what else is there? The Venomous Fang weapon. It's a claw weapon. For some reason I thought it was a fist, but whatever. It inflicts poison, so our strategy moving forward will be popping the slow poison, then hitting with the fast bleed. We don't poison the Cleanrot Knights though. I'm pretty sure they're immune. Instead, I summon the dogs and we bully the hell out of the Spear Knight. She just doesn't stop blocking though, and we end up taking an L. Back through the poop again. We're not getting rotted with our massive Vigor, and the second try starts off even worse. By the time we're fighting the Sickle Knight, we only have 1 flask left. It can bleed, it can rot. Those are both percentage-based damages, and that's pretty much an automatic loss for us. Except sometimes, we win these. Golden Scarab acquired, 20% more runes from every boss. Bosses like Margit. I don't get Roger to help us, since that's just gonna give him more health and stance resistance. I want our puppies, and fist puppies, to stop him from moving. We break his stance a bunch, then get him bleeding and critically hit him until he stops moving. Remember these nuts, Margit. With a second pocket, we go to the Weeping Peninsula for the Crimson Amber Medallion, which will give us a whopping 6% extra HP.
Is that it?
Really thought it would be more. Okay, let's pick up some Sacred Tears for more healing from the Healthy Juice. Obviously, if we have more health, healing is going to be harder. Time to Storm the Veil. We can beat the shit out of Gostok. Turns out our charged attacks break his stance, and you can just chain him into crits over and over and over again. Gostok was never hard. Hopefully you didn't need help fighting him, but it's funny. We'll go through the main gate. Oh, I forgot to have Gostok open the main gate.
Let me in! Let me in!
Oh, let's just do the safe path. Somehow people call this the safe path, even when the Wind Knight can stun lock you in a door with Gostok Juniors. At least we get to make the swag jump. That's pretty cool. I'll take Nefeli to fight Godric, since most of our damage is percentage based, poison and bleed. Probably should have brought Roger for Margit, come to think of it. Sick 'em, boys. We get the poison off first, which is a silly goose move. If bosses have a cutscene, any status effects you put on them in phase 1 reset. Womp womp. That also resets his bleed resistance though, so RIP Godric the Garfield. Say hi to Odie in hell for me. Nothing's killing us.
They call me Dr. Worm. Good morning, how are you?
We're back for stream 2, and we ride around the side of Stormvale even though we beat Godric, so we should have just walked through. I never go the normal way and regularly forget it's there. Whoops. There's a few smithing stones and some silver pickles on the way to the Raya Lucaria tunnel. On the way down, we beat up some miners just so they can't beat us up. Now it's time to Christ the Fistallion. He's weak to strike damage. That's what fists do. After we break the stance, it's over, and we get the smithing stone bell-bearing 1 to buy stones. Leveling up our weapons is kind of the only way we can increase our damage. So now imagine being healthy in Fortnite. There we get the second piece of the Dectus Medallion and boogie on up to Altus. First priority is the Sacred Tear since we need it, and then we warp out before we have to Sanguine a Noble. The second bell bearing is in the Sealed Tunnel, then we can get our Cestus up before fighting the main boss of Altus, the Mad Dr. Worm. Face. We haven't fought Dr. Worm since the first Elden Ring video, Wolverine. In that video, we did it right at the end as kind of a joke. This time, we're doing it before we even get to the Royal Capital, and it goes poorly. As I said earlier, percentage-based damage is our biggest weakness. Dr. Worm has some percentage-based damage, and the percentage is 100. It's all of it. So, Dr. Worm makes Death Blight clouds, and since you're punching his toes, you can't really see what his face is doing and where it's sending the massive vape clouds. That's really the only problem. It's what kills us every time. I know what you're thinking though, Tulok, what'd that mouth do? And the answer is it vores us. Dr. Worm's gluck gluck isn't the problem though, we have enough health for that. There is another problem to the fight, it's his spindly little legs that are just really hard to punch. I'd say anywhere between 30 and 50% of our punches just straight up miss. Overall, we took 3 deaths before hopping up on the horse and figuring out that worked a little better. Generally, I always thought getting on the horse would make us less accurate, but I think the uneven terrain was throwing us off and this kind of levels it out. Our visit to the doctor rewards us with the Crimson Spill Crystal Tear, which gives us 10% more HP. It's almost as good as not being alone. Let's go make a friend.
Be my special guest. I want a co-star. I'll be a leading lady.
Or maybe several friends. The more the merrier, right? Let's get all of our favorite pals together and bash Radahn to death. I started with the bloody fists, then moved on to the poison before he flew up. Now he's got a tummy ache when he starts flying. Should have brought some Dramamine. Back to the bleed after he lands, then we open up his hole. Let's fight some NPCs. One of them is me. I'm in Radahn's big hole. I took off all my clothes first, of course, so all I can do against me is fisting. But I use my snakes first, then break out my fists on myself for the win. Did all that make sense? I feel like I was about to pass out for a bit there. For a better weapon, we need to finger a beast man, but I forgot to get a finger first. So Vari fingers us, and now we can finger the beast man in Altus. He's got a big spiky club and beast spells. We just keep our distance and move in when he makes silly mistakes. Once he's dead, we get his spiky stick, the Bloody Stars. I've never used this before, so let's do some science. I know it heals 1% of your max HP on a hit, and with our massive HP, that's pretty darn good. Not all that great, but pretty good. Check it out against the Minotaurs. After we grab ourselves a bit further down, I want to test another strategy, using the Poison Mist Ash of War. Perf extra life, every tick of poison inflicted with it also heals you 1%. That's a lie though. However, when you make a vape cloud, you do heal when the enemy is in your vape cloud. Interesting. We still finish off Grail with this very good weapon, and we can put poison on it. It has a unique healing property, and it also has bleed, and it's big. Bloody Stars are really good. Not against Loretta, at least not the ghost version since she's totally immune to all status effects, but she can't really hurt us, and we heal when we hurt her. Nobody heals themselves by hurting others? Oh really, Etsy? Explain the Bloody Stars. Upstairs to Ronnie, I realized there's a summon sign next to her. Hey, what happens if we summon the dogs next to her? She gave us the dogs. Here's what happens. Nothing. Huh. But that's a bummer. Down to the city, Glove Ward 10, Incel Rivermane, Nox Stella, hit Phalanx Demon's Holes with a Vape Cloud, and look at that healing. 2 more Glove Wards, and now we'll be better. And by we, I mean me, and by me, we mean the Mimic tier. He has a little bit of trouble gripping his big stick in the first fight against the Draconic Tree Sentinel. Mimic, with a stick this big, you gotta use 2 hands. It's okay, we're still able to bash him down pretty hard. Bleed is good, heavy hammers stop him from moving. The Mimic tier ruins that by hitting him without having the strength to carry the weapon, but it's fine, we still get it done. Then into the city, where we'll grab something that really ruins future challenges.
And just enough for the city.
Welcome to Leyndell. It can be kind of stressful running through here with the bubbles, then the gargoyles, then the Erdtree avatar all back to back, but no, if you got a ton of vigor, it's all pretty stress-free. I even take a bit of time to mess with the Leyndell Knight. The Godfrey Shade is similar to Loretta's Ghost, since it can't bleed or be poisoned or anything. Still not really an issue though. Even when our biggest method of damage is being nerfed, we're still able to carry through. That was my biggest fear for this run, and it isn't becoming an issue. Quick Black Knife Assassin gets squashed because it won't leave us alone, and then our most important boss. Or one of the 2 most important bosses, and the second one's kind of 2 bosses, I guess. More on that later. For now, it's Morgott. He can be poisoned. He can bleed. It's everything we love. Melina also heals us, and I think her healing is percentage-based. She has spells you can't get. Maybe they'll be in the DLC. For now, she's really helpful, and Morgott is really dead. After a jump scare from the Misbegotten on the elevator, we can head into the Forbidden Lands and turn around to head towards the Divine Tower of Altus. There's only 1 guard. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. Wait, where did the screen go? It's that other most important important boss that's kind of two bosses, the Fell Twins. They're two big omen dudes. Normally, if it's a gank fight and you summon a Spirit Ash, they'll both be aggressive, but the Fell Twins really just want to fight one at a time. Easier for me. With them toasted, we can head up to activate Morgoth's Great Rune, which will give us 25% more health once we activate it. Before we go up the mountain, I grab the Prayerful Strike Ash of War. It's a big meaty hit that'll heal us 30% HP. I activate the Great Rune. Hopefully we don't die and lose that. Now, let's get out of here. I'm sick of this city. Instead of those gorgeous sun-soaked vistas, let's chill out on the mountaintops of the Giants with snow and rocks. After picking up the bell bearing, I decide to upgrade our armor by bashing down Chivalry. She's got the Ronin set on, and now we do too. Love the mushroom tip, though the holes are disconcerting. Ignoring Alice, pick up some more Sacred Tears and a Smithing Stone 10, that we can't use yet. For now, we can get it to plus 18 before heading in to fight the Fire Giant. Phase 1 is super fun, hitting the ankle is easy, but the best part is taking a hit, or rather healing up all of our HP again after getting hit with a Prayerful Strike. It heals more than a flask. It does damage and keeps stance pressure up. It's a bit slower, so once we hit phase 2 and get hit, I'm chugging that sweet Coca-Cola. Gotta drink a lot of it. Mimic, how are you holding up? Oh my god. I think I could have just sent the Mimic in and set up a lawn chair. Melina burns down the Erd Tree and we get to run through crumbling Faram Azula. Everything is dusty and broken. It's awesome. I'm kind of worried about the Godskin duo, but let's talk about it while we're fighting them. The Black Flame attacks deal percentage-based damage. Percentages are dangerous because we have a ton of health. But with a heavy bleed weapon, our Mimic's heavy bleed weapon, and Bernie's big-ass snake, we can bully the skinny one down. Now it's a 3v1, so slam down Chunky, then a skinny, then a chunky, then a skinny. Bernie really changes the game here. If you play D&D, you understand how important initiative stacking is. Of course, we made the swag jump, and the bird run is less stressful. Big health bar means no worries, Hakuna Matata and whatnot. The Draconic 3 Sentinel almost gets my goat because I'm trying to use the Prayerful Strike instead of slurping that Coca-Cola. Still didn't die though, let's maybe change that. Phase 1 of Maliketh isn't too bad. We actually get 2 stance breaks, which I didn't want to do. Ideally, I'd get 1 stance break and build up the pressure before phase 2 starts. For whatever reason, the only status that carries over between cutscenes is stance pressure. Oh well, how bad could phase 2 be? Very bad! Maliketh's Blade Beam effect cuts off 10% of your max health and drains your health based on a percentage as well. I ran out of flasks. How's Mimic doing? Oh, go get him, buddy. I'm just gonna hang out till it's almost dead, then run in and take the credit. That's 99 Vigor, baby. We're officially unkillable. Still have a bunch of extra runes though, so I'll buy some rune arcs. We're still using the first rune arc we activated after the Fell Twins, which also means, yup, last death was Dr. Worm. And now that we've bought all the rune arcs, let's deal some psychic damage to everyone.
Bye-bye 160,000 runes. See ya.
And just throw the rest of our runes in the trash. We're still taking extra damage from Radagon's Source Seal, so let's grab the Star Scourge Heirloom for the strength we need to wield the Bloody Stars, do a bit of the Millicent quest, super fast, kill O'Neill, talk to Gowry, ride through the town of Horsery, and get the Prosthesis Heirloom for the +5 dex we need for the Bloody Stars. I want to get my health bar behind the camera, and there are 2 more talismans we can grab to get us there. Erdtree's Favor +2 is scary, since we have to ride back in from the Forbidden Lands and avoid just like a shitload of ulcerated tree spirits on the way there. Even with a massive health bar, this does not feel safe. But that's 4% extra HP. The Crimson Amber Medallion +2 is much easier to get, since I just have to fall down a hole. Gravity does all the work there. That's 8% extra HP. But since we already had the original one, which was +6, it's basically only +2%. Still better. We head into Gideon and drink the Crimson Spill Tear, and it happens.
Is that it? Oh my god, it's behind the camera! Let's go!
Gideon dies super easy. Heavy weapon means he can kind of just walk forward and hit R1. Throw the runes in the garbage again, we don't need them. Sure, there are Starving, Tarnished, and Kaled, but I'm full. Godfrey is harder, but still not that bad. We just have so much HP and we can heal with Prayerful Strikes, or the Coca-Cola. And even though our strength and dexterity are pretty bad, the bleed makes the damage good. We slam him down, get 300,000 runes, and put it in the garbage. I'm level 90. That's all we need for endgame. Big Baddie Ratty can't bleed, but I've got over 3 3000 HP, heal 30 HP every time I hit him, and there's 2 of me. Also, every time I get a stance break, I can heal 1000 HP for free, and great hammers have great pressure. By the time we get to the Elden Beast, we still have 7 flasks left, but every time we break the stance, we don't have to use a flask. We're just back up at full HP. It made me a bit greedy, and I hung out at low HP for way too long. Thankfully, it just went for melee attacks and did the rings. We beat it down with 4 hours and 51 minutes. We killed 22 bosses and only died 5 times. This is the best build. I mean, technically it's the 4th best build, but that's just because it's suffering from its success. We don't need to go kill other bosses for runes, because after we hit 99 Vigor, we were just done. It's the least amount of deaths and still the 4th fastest build. I thought the damage would be an issue, but the Great Stars are an amazing weapon, even before the magic healing. But with the magic healing and 99 Vigor, it's amazing. Oh, and you don't have to throw away all your runes at the end. You could invest in endurance for heavier armor. You could invest in strength and dex you need to properly wield the Great Stars and get 2 more talisman slots. You grab 30 levels, anywhere you like, and make this even better. If you or a friend are new to Elden Ring and want to give it a shot, this is probably a great build to try out. It's really forgiving, and you just have a lot of time to make up if you make a mistake. If you want to watch these runs live, follow me on Twitch. We find new ways to play Elden Ring all the time. Join my Patreon if you want to give me money, and follow my other channel for TTRPG and other silly stuff.